Hey, Monday nights at 8 o'clock, y'all tune in with me, man. Check me out. This how we coming with it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Boy, these general conclusions, general conclusions. We talk about it, we be about it, motivate and really do it. Boy, these general conclusions, general conclusions. We talk about it, we be about it, motivate and really do it. Dog, these general conclusions, general conclusions. We talk about it, we be about it, motivate and really do it. Boy, these general conclusions. General conclusions. We talk about it, we be about it, come up with a solution. Ayy. Yeah. I want to welcome everybody back to another episode of General Conclusions with your boy, the one and only Chet, back in here again. Hey man, let's get it, man. For this episode right here, man, episode 4, I'm going to get into authentic versus perception, authentic versus perception. And I'm going to break this down to relationships. I'm going to break this down to everyday life. I'm going to break this down every way I can break it down to, give everybody the solution to the conclusion of this subject. Authentic versus perception. I just want to, before I get into this, I want to say, I want to thank all my supporters, everybody who's been supporting me, every view. It's coming along, man. I appreciate everybody who subscribed. I appreciate everybody who like, everybody who comment, whatever, man. I appreciate it. I've been going through a lot of things mentally. So, I'm just trying to get my mind right and, keep going, keep pushing like I tell my viewers, and that same thing apply to me to keep myself going, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, we all fall short. We all have days where we want to give up, but we got to dig deep in that war spirit and keep going. So, let's get into it, man. I had wanted to ask a question online, like, how long can a person really hide their true self? Because, I always feel that, like I say, that we meet people and I feel like they give a version of themselves to you. And after a time, you will get the real version. I just feel like everybody does that, me including myself. I feel like everybody gives off a certain version of themselves, So I just wanted to ask a question like, how long can somebody really hide their true self from somebody? You know what I'm saying? I say, how long can a person hide their true self? It says, a person can hide their true self identity, but in relationships, a consistent person often becomes unsustainable within a few months to a year as a person's true nature, flaws, or intentions eventually emerge through interactions and choices. The 90-day rule suggests is that a few months is a common period before a person's genuine character becomes apparent. That's where, that's where the 90-day rule come from. I feel like in the first 90 days of meeting anybody, the opposite sex, friend, whatever, the 90 days is always the best feeling when you meet somebody because it's the first stage, it's the first element, it's the first beginning stage of you learning something new from a person. So it's like, going into those situations, everybody don't lay everything out that they got on the line or whatever they going through or how they process it and, things of that nature. And I feel like, certain conversations need to be held in the beginning stages of any relationship with anybody. I feel like, certain conversations and certain boundaries have to be set. What are certain people boundaries and what are certain people anything to really get to know a person? I feel like we all move so fast in that first 90-day probation state of bliss to where everything going so fast and you just so intrigued to know that person and get to know them for who they are that we really don't ask the questions, the long-term questions. I mean, sometimes in certain instances, it's not for long-term with everybody. Certain things that some people don't even have long-term in their vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? You might be a long-term person and the other person might not be a long-term person or vice versa. And those are things that I think that, we don't touch on them subjects. And I feel like, we really don't get to know the people that we deal with over time. You know what I'm saying? As far as relationships, as far as work relationships, personal relationships, family relationships. Like when you do really have them conversations with people to really dig deep and really get to know them, and you have them conversations as well, you let the people know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because we all don't deal with certain things and certain characteristics of different people, to where, certain things play out how they play out, and it always affect how you move forward with interacting with people anyway. You know what I'm saying? So deceitful, a person who hides the truth of their true nature in a malicious way. Deal with everybody. You gonna come across a deceitful person in your life. It don't matter. You gonna deal with them. It don't matter if it's for long term, short term. You gonna deal with those type of people. It's always a certain feeling that you get when you around certain people that'll let you know a lot if you tuned in with that. Because shit, hey, a deceitful person gonna hide it in a malicious way. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna go to great streams to hide who they really are in a malicious way. So when you start to tap in or tap to certain shit that ain't adding up, it's gonna make them mad. You know what I'm saying? Because you are tapping into that person's true identity. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you tap into certain things about a person, that truth barrier is hard. That true barrier is hard. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because I don't even went through life and people done told me certain things about me. And when I wasn't tapped in within myself, when I was on that victim mindset, when I did blame everybody for what I had going on in life, except me, I point the finger, use a point the finger everywhere but me, and living that I don't give a fuck mentality, I couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? You be ready down to fight somebody when they tell you about your ass, for real. You be down there ready to fight because you ain't ready to take that constructive criticism. You always got to look within, dog. You always got to look within, Then you got the hypocrite. A person who claims to have certain beliefs but acts in a way that contradicts those beliefs, thus hiding their true self. So, you know what I'm saying? You got people who say they stand on this and they stand on that, and they quit to say what they stand on, but their actions don't show that at all. You know what I'm saying? It compromise and go against everything they say. And you have those type of people as well, that they do that, hypocrite. And I feel like we all been that at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sitting up in front of the camera and say I ain't never did no hypocritical cool shit. I did before. You know what I'm saying? I was that type of person back in the day. But as years progress and as I gain knowledge and gain wisdom, I see that, there's no reason to be a hypocrite. Just be real with yourself before you real with anybody else. Hey, some people stay in that light. Some people stay on that frequency of being a hypocrite, just going through their whole life lying. Just lying their whole life, just a fucking lie. Everything they gotta do is just deceive people, lie to paint a persona of themselves that they really are not. They ain't them, and it takes certain discernment and being around certain people for periodic times to see those characteristics of other people, to know that what it is and what type of person that you are dealing with. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of them skills. You just got to go through it and deal with them type of people. And, going through life and dealing with those type of people, it changed you as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't move the same. You don't give everybody that same grace. It probably was a point at your life when you met new people, you was more open and you were more talkative or more gullible. But when people take advantage of that shit, it creates a different version of you. Nothing is really the same. Nothing don't feel the same. Cause, with this AI shit and how the world going, I feel like they want us to be robots, dog. They want you to be whoever you say you want to be, And I feel like people that are their authentic selves are the ones who going to shine into this next dimension that we are really going in. I feel like that's what's going to take us to that. Being your authentic self, I think that's going to take us to the next life, You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion of that. But those are some of the negative aspects of people that's not being their authentic self, really putting on that persona or perception. On the neutral side, the self-preserving side, These are different types of people as well. Private, a person who prefers to keep their personal affairs and true feelings to themselves. Hey, you got private people. I done came across private people as well. It's just certain people that they don't like to share those things with certain people. If you're not on that certain level with them, if you haven't unlocked that code for them to feel like that, they're not gonna tell you nothing about their life, how they move, nothing. And that's not a bad thing as well, because I just feel like for people to be private, they done been public before. They don't want everybody in their shit. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, because you can't trust everybody with your shit anyway. Being private in their affairs and how they do, whatever. You know what I'm saying? For real, as far as the women they deal with, far as women, for the niggas they deal with, they just private people. They ain't go around telling all their business, and that's just how it is. As far as being a private person, and that ain't no bad way to be. But I'm quite sure it's a reason that people are private, because, they probably don't trusted somebody with something and they went around telling it, gossiping their business or something. You know what I'm saying? So make you like really not want to deal with that type of person in that way no more. Once they break that trust, or break that, what I'm saying, bond that y'all had or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you have a reserved person. A reserved person is someone who is slow to reveal their emotions or opinions, which can be a way of hiding their true self. That makes sense as well. Someone that's been reserved before has been open before to certain things. I don't think people are these certain ways for no reason. I think it all stems from something that you fall in one of these categories that I talked about. I feel that it's a reason that we are all that way, you know what I'm saying, to some degree. I just feel like, we all are a certain way for a certain reason, bro. It ain't just happen. The experiences and the shit that we go through and the people that we meet and we have experiences with always shapes us into the person that we are now. All the experiences that we went through as childhood, coming up to adulthood, are the reason that we are shaped the way that we are now. And all these 4 categories are, if you're that type of person, if you're a reserved type, private, it really doesn't matter. That's just you. That's just you. I always say try to remain positive through it all. But it's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do, bro, to remain positive when you're dealing with negative circumstances. Shit just don't go right. It don't go the way that you perceive it to be. And my grandma always tell me when I say things like that, she always say, it's not your timing. It's God's timing. It's the Most High's timing. And you really got to beat that in your head and understand that it's not our timing. The things that we want to do may not happen the way we want. The way you want a person to feel about you, they might not feel the way you want. It's life. It's life. With me, I always be looking like, every time that when I used to go through something hard in life, bro, the people that I love the most always used to leave my side. So like, that's like a trauma for me. That I always, like, when I go through something, I'm always expecting somebody just to leave me hanging, because I got left hanging in them circumstances before. So that's like one of the things I still deal with to the day. Like when I go through something, I really get into my little shell. I don't want to really talk to nobody. I just want to go through the shit myself. But I had to learn that, I got certain people that's close to me that don't need to be left out in a dog. You know what I'm saying? They might be able to shine light on me in my darkness. So, I start being more vocal about what I'm going through in life with the people that I love the most. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just like one of the things with me though. And everybody had their own trauma or their own experiences that they went through that made them fall in one of these 4 categories. You know what I'm saying? Some people just grew up around that negative shit their whole fucking life. So they don't know no other way to be, because being little, that's all they ever seen was a house full of people gossiping, talking shit about each other. So they don't know a healthy environment, and they don't know about none of that. Having good conversations about people. They don't even know that. They're uplifting people. They don't know about that. They're not their authentic self, or are they? Are they? We can't say just because somebody in the negative aspect or positive aspect that they're not their authentic self. Because I feel that you can't have light in life. I feel like you can't have one without the other. Like the yin and the yang, all of it works together. You're not just gonna always be the most positive person all the time. And you're not gonna be the most negative person all the time. But you're gonna have some days where you're gonna deal with both of them type of energies. Even in relationships. Like I say, the first 90 days, the first year, it's always gonna be the state of glitz and the state of glamour and the state of blitz that you're in, because it's new experiences that you're experiencing with a person. But at the same time, over time, that will wear off because life comes in, and now you have to see how you and another person deal with trauma, how you deal with depression. You know, certain people have certain battles they dealing with within that they don't tell nobody about. You know, like how are you able to deal with all that in the one after a while of dealing with a person? It don't have to be an intimate relationship. It can be a friendship. You might have a friend that never tell, like you always tell your friend how you feel and what you going through, but they don't never tell you shit. So have you feeling like, damn, is you rocking with me, or you just retaining all this information to use against me for future purposes? But that's why you can't expect you out of everybody at the same time. But you got to show up as your authentic self. And you got to dig within to know who you are as a person. Like you. You know what I'm saying? So when it do come to your flaws and things that you go through and you know that you have, you able to express that to a person. So when that person go through that, they kind of able to receive it a little better when they go through it. Because we all going to go through something. We all going to go through something, man. These last couple of weeks been hard for me. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard to do this podcast this week. So that I got to hold up my end of the bargain for my people, for my viewers. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who depending on this information on the Monday, you know? I don't know. Because I know we all go through something in life, but anything that I can do to uplift somebody, I'm going to do that. Because why worry? Why worry when life's so damn short, man? We worry about all the shit that we can't attain, bro. All the shit that we might not attain. We stress about money so much in this program that we in, man, that it take from the authenticity of ourselves, bro. It chip pieces away from that. But you gotta be like a kid, and like when you use a read, you still gotta imagine. You can't lose your imagination. I fantasize about the life I have every day. I make sure I drift off to that place, bro. Because that's where I'm going to be. With your mind, you create your reality. Like, for real, we really got to believe and really got to have that faith that everything going to be all right and keep going. Because when life over with, then what? When you leave this realm, then what? I know the energy never dies. But at the same time, I feel like it'll be unsatisfying and you will try to come back in this loop if you feel like you ain't accomplished the things you needed to accomplish here. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like it's a lot of spirits and souls that left this earth that felt like that, like they didn't accomplish what they came here to do. So I get it. Like us going to that job every day, clocking in every day, giving them people our times and our dreams and all, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, and still, believe it's one day at a time. That's all we got. We ain't got nothing else more than that. So we gotta, take it one day at a time to get through and keep pushing. That's all we gotta do. And you recognize people that are their authentic self when you are authentic. When you on that authentic frequency, you gonna meet more people that's authentic. When you on that perception, You're going to meet people on that perception. But I feel like we all throw a perception at the same time to protect our inner selves. You ain't finna spring all that shit on nobody just in the beginning like that, because you're going to look at it like, man, motherfucker finna fuck with me. I got all these problems. I got to throw these motherfuckers out like, dollar bills to scribbles. I gotta make it last. You know what I'm saying? That's how most people think. Because like I say, the first 90 days, we in that state of bliss, so we running so fast, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you intimate early, you going riding off the perception. You know? That's life, man. We all gonna go through that. You're gonna meet people who gonna give you that authentic self, and you're gonna meet people who gonna give you the perception, and vice versa. It's on you to use discernment and see if you can deal with that. You know, I don't feel like you should hold somebody back. I don't want to hold nobody back from a life or a reality that they see themselves at. Sometimes everybody ain't gonna go to the next stage of life with you, bro. And it's not a bad thing. I used to think it was the end of the world, but it's not a bad thing, bro. Because life is all about experiences. And sometimes everybody ain't gonna experience everything with you. Sometimes it was a lesson that you met a person, and sometimes it was a blessing. Either or ain't a bad thing. Because it's experiences of life that we go through. Everything is a learning lesson. Every day is a learning lesson, bro. But it's about going through it. I'm just at the point in my life where I just want to be around good people, and I want to, attain my goals that I got in my mind for myself. It don't really matter who with me, who against me at this point, because I see my vision so clearly of where I want to be. But that's my dream. That's a reality that I want to paint for myself. And I have my dark days as well. But I just get through them by just keep believing and just let it process. Because what's the point of worrying? What it's going to do? What it's going to do? What it's going to do, bro? But when I go through my shit, I don't want to fuck with nobody. I've been like that since I was little, bro. I was that friend who stayed in the house when I was going through some shit. Jonathan ain't coming outside today. Check ain't coming outside today. That's just me, though. We all process our emotions and everything different, you know. But I feel like far as authentic versus perception, we all deal with it. I think we all give out for perception at first. Because going into that authentic self, that's sacred. That's sacred. That's sacred. Being your real self around somebody, bro, that's sacred, man. Everybody can't handle that. And you do that because you feel safe with that person. You show that side of yourself because you feel like, you feel like you're safe with the person, But sometimes people use that and they betray you. So going on in life, you're not as open. You're not as open with people. We deal with evil shit in this world, bro. We deal with so much, bro. So much problems. Financial, mental, physical, all kind of problems, bro. We gonna deal with it on the everyday, but at the end of the day, man, we gotta get through it. We gotta get through it. Cause when your life ends here, it's over with. You're going into the next realm, it's over with. So don't waste that time. Don't waste that time. We ain't got it to waste. We don't have it to waste, bro. Don't waste that time. And we gonna get into the special part of the segment that I like. General Tales. General Tales coming up next. I used to work at Popeyes when I was younger, thinking about like 18, 19. And I had a partner at Popeyes I used to chill with. She was a girl, she was a dyke, you know what I'm saying? She was cool, but some days she'll dress like a girly girl, and some days she'll dress like a nigga, you know what I'm saying? But that was my dog. We just smoke our little weed after work, you know what I'm saying? That was our thing, you know what I'm saying? So this before she even had an old lady, like we was cool. Like I'd go around her spot and smoke, you know what I'm saying? Chill, you know what I'm saying? Dip out. It wasn't never on no sexual shit. It was just like that was my dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just had like good vibe. You know what I'm saying? Kinda like I think we was around the same sign, water sign, something like that. We had a good vibe. So, one day she finally got an old lady. Now, when she got an old lady, her old lady was a stud, you know what I'm saying? But we was cool, though. We all was cool. We all just smoke together, do all that, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever. So, I ain't think nothing of it, this day. So, she asked me to come through. She was like, hey, man, come through, you know what I'm saying? Burn my with me. I ain't got no weed, I like, okay, I'll pull up on you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever, I like, hey, man, you sure it's great? No, I want your old lady tripping on a nigga. She like, oh, nah, ain't nothing like that. We all chill. We all vibe. I like, yeah, you right. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I'm over there just vibing, you know what I'm saying? We smoking, you know what I'm saying? Just laughing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever. So old lady come home. I guess the old lady heard us laughing, through the door, whatever. So she come home. She come in that bitch tripping. She's like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You got to get the fuck up out of here, bro. You got to get the fuck up out of here. You ain't nobody I'm finna be coming home where I pay bills to, sitting up in this motherfucker kicking. I'm talking about just tripping. I'm like, bro, you for real, bro? She's like, fuck, right, damn right, I'm real. Hell no, you ain't here chilling on my old lady. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. All this, and I'm like, damn, bro, like that, bro. What's that, bro? We all chill. We all smoke together. Ain't no shit going on like that. I wouldn't give a fuck. You got to get the fuck out of here. I say, damn, bro, that's fucked up, bro. After that day, bro, I vowed like to never be in nobody's house, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, I'll wait outside, bro, if that's the case, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, got on me bad, bro. I hauled that, got up out of there. Ever since that day, bro, I don't even be around nobody's house. I'd rather just sit outside. I ain't waiting inside no house waiting on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But man, y'all send me y'all funny stories, man, to General Conclusions Podcast at gmail.com. Yeah. Hey, man, I'd like to thank anybody and everybody that really spent the time to watch my podcast today. It really means a lot to me. Just to see people interact with it is something that I came up with in my head. It's something that I worked really hard at, and try my best to maintain and give y'all the uncut and most authentic version of myself on here that I can give. I just appreciate everybody that stopped through, showed a little love. Hey, man, it really means a lot to me. Y'all who I do it for, like I say all the time. And the quote I'm gonna leave out with today, something I came up with. It's a difference between the internet and real life. Sooner or later, I feel like we all gonna have to pick a side. Y'all be blessed, man. Till next time. Body motivate and really do it, dawg. This general conclusions. General conclusions. We talk about it, we be about it. Motivate and really do it, boy. This general conclusions. General conclusions. We talk about it, we be about it. Come up with a solution. Ayy.